Hello everyone, welcome back to the next video. In this video I will show you how to apply zoom effect to any video in React Native's new architecture for Android. So let's get started. So as you can see, I have a button called pick video, and if I click on it, first it asks for permission. Now this permission is related to saving the transformed video to external storage. It is not for picking video from video picker, so be careful with that. And here you can see this is a new thing in newer Android devices called manage external storage permission. On older Android devices we used to ask for read write external storage permission. So I have also covered both scenarios in this tutorial, so don't worry about it. And here I'll just find my app. So here is my app called rm app trim. I'll give this permission, so the user has to explicitly give the permission. And if I go back, here you can see the video picker has been opened. So I'll just pick one video. I just have this video in my phone, so I'll just pick this particular video. Now firstly it shows the video picker, like it starts playing the initial video. So that's what I am doing over here. Now there is one issue, like if I try to click on this video, I'm clicking on it, you are not able to see the play pause button or the seek bar. Now this is a React Native issue. Same code works perfectly fine in native Android as well as Flutter, and I have managed to fix this issue, but it causes some other issue. So I'll talk about this issue later on in the video. If I click on convert, so here you can see I'm displaying a progress bar and the conversion has started taking place. And here you can see I'm also displaying the progress bar inside logcat, but if you actual progress, but if you want you can send this on React Native side as well. If you want to show an actual progress of 0 to 100 on the screen, here I'm using an indeterminate circular progress bar. The 2 which you see at the very start is a progress state, and the 73, 75, 76 is the actual progress of how much has been done. Now okay, so at the very end it reaches till 0, and this doesn't reach till 100. I'll tell you why. But as you saw, I'm not sure if you were able to see it, the zoom transition was applied on this particular video. If you want, I'll just click on convert again, so that you should be able to see it. Just concentrate, as soon as the video starts playing it applies a zoom transition to that particular video. Now the reason this hasn't reached till 100, because I have added a 500 milliseconds delay, and the 0, 1 and 2 which you see at the very start is the progress state, which I will also show you. And that's the advantage, right? So even if this is not reaching 100, you can check this progress state. If it is equal to 0, that means the transformation has finished. It can be successful or it can be failed, but it has finished. Now keep an eye on this. So here you can see the zoom transition was applied. So yeah, that's what this video is all about. So let's get started. There are few things which you will have to keep in mind. So as you can see over here, I have opened the turbo module documentation. Keep this documentation handy because we will be copying a lot of code. Also I have kept the fabric native module documentation also opened, because we will be copying a lot of code from this documentation as well. So firstly, open your React Native project, and inside that we have to first enable the new architecture for Android. So just search for new arc enabled. It should be present inside your gradle.properties file, and make this as true. Once you make this as true, you will have to go and install one dependency called React Native image picker. This will help us to pick videos from our phone. So that's why I have installed this particular dependency. Then we will be so keep this turbo modules handy. I'll be copying a lot of code. Now firstly, create a folder called rtn my permission. Now for manage external storage permission, so as you might be knowing, there is something called permissions in Android, right, which is directly available in React Native to request multiple permission. There is this React Native permissions library as well, but both of these things does not support manage external storage permission. That's why I had to create my own turbo module, and this manage external storage permission is only for devices above Android R. So if it is below R, Android R, then I am asking for read write external storage permission. So first we'll look into manage external storage permission. So create this folder rtn my permission. So this is a turbo module. Then create this package.json file, and I have copied everything from the documentation. Only this name has been changed, this has been changed, this has been changed, and this has been changed. Next, I have created a podspec file. Again, I have copy pasted it from the documentation, and only this name has been changed. Next, I have created a JS folder. Inside that, I have created a TypeScript file. Again, I have copy pasted everything from docs. Only thing is, I have added two methods. Just first to check whether it is above Android queue or not, and second is to get the manage external storage permission. So here you can see I have also changed this particular name, everything else remains the same. Then I have created an Android folder. Inside that I have created build.gradle file. Again, I have copy pasted everything from docs. Only this version I have changed. Compile SDK is 34, apply plugin Kotlin Android I have added, and Kotlin standard lib I am using 1.9.22. Then go to src. I have created all this folder main java com rtn my permission. First I have created this my permission package.kt. Again, I have copy pasted everything from docs. Only these names has been changed, and here I have added my permission module everywhere. So you can just copy paste this. Then we are creating this my permission module.kt, and here firstly we are extending native my permission spec as well as activity event listener, and inside get name we are just returning the name. Here we are adding an activity event listener for context, and here we are overriding our two methods, is above Android queue, and for that we are just checking if it is equal to or greater than Android R. If yes, then return true, otherwise it will return false. And for getting manage external storage permission, we are first checking whether the user has a permission or not, and for that we use this particular code. If not, then we just launch the settings app and start activity for result, so that we are listening for that permission once the user gives us. And if the user gives us, we come over here, and if we have the permission, then I'm sending it back as true, otherwise I'm sending it back as false. And here we have to override this particular method as well, because we are extending activity event listener. Once this is done, so our turbo module is done, then we will have to create a fabric component. So for that you will have to follow this particular documentation. So firstly go to rtn my player, create package.json file, create a folder called rtn my player, create package.json file. Again, I have copy pasted it from docs. Only this name changes, this changes, this changes, everything else remains the same. Then I have created a JS folder. Inside that I have created a TypeScript file. Again, I have copy pasted everything from docs. So only thing is I have changed the prop to a URL. So once we get the video URL, we will send that URL to this particular fabric component, so that it plays the initial video as well as does the transformation on that particular video which we have selected. Also here I have changed this particular name. Then I have created an Android folder. Inside that I have created build.gradle file. Again, I have copy pasted it from docs. Only this version has been updated. Compile SDK is 34, apply plugin Kotlin Android, main I have kept it as 24, target is 34. Then I have added Kotlin standard lib 1.9.22. then we have to add few libraries. This exoplayer UI as well as exoplayer HLS are for playing video, and common effect and transformer are for doing video transformation. Also I have added lifecycle runtime because I want to make use of Kotlin coroutines. Then go to src, create all this main java com rtn my player, and here firstly I have added this matrix transformation factory. Okay, so this will help us to apply the particular zoom transformation. Now even I have copy pasted this code from the documentation, so even you can do the same. And here I have annotated it with unstable API, because at the time of this recording it is still a bit unstable, but I think by the time you watch it, it might become stable, so you won't require this annotation. But here is the boilerplate code for applying that particular zoom transition to a video. Then I have created this my player package.kt. again I have copy pasted this from docs. Only this name and this name has been changed, and here I have also annotated it with unstable API, because again same thing, it is unstable. The Media3 libraries are unstable at the time of this recording, but by the time you watch it they might become stable. Then we have to create this myplayermanager.kt. so I have created that particular file as well, again copy pasted it from docs. Then here we are just changing this particular name, so this only these names are changed, everything else in the imports as well, rest everything else remains the same. This name has been changed, and here we are initializing our myplayer file, which I will show you shortly. And once we get a URL, then we call the init input player which is present inside myplayer and pass that URL value. Then coming back to myplayer.kt, here you can see that firstly, so these are all the imports, so if you want you can copy paste this imports. Then we are extending linear layout, lifecycle event listener, as well as transformer.listener and lifecycle owner as well. Then we are creating a lifecycle registry because we are extending lifecycle owner. I want to use Kotlin coroutines, that's why we have to write this boilerplate code, entire thing, this entire thing. Also, given that we are extending transformer.listener, we will be overriding two methods, on completed and on error. The on completed will be called once transformation is successful, and on error will be called once if the video transformation fails. So I'll show you those two methods in a bit. And here we are keeping writing two one handler as well as one progress holder to keep track of the progress state of how much progress has happened. Also, I have created two exo player, two player views, one button and one progress bar, one file name variable, playback position is 0L, play when ready is true. Then I have created one transformer and one file as well. Local video URL is null at the start. Here I have added a lifecycle event listener. I have created layout params for our linear layout and I am assigning it over here. Then we are creating our player view. I have assigned a height of 500, but you can change it to whatever you feel like. And here you can see even though I'm showing all the buttons, they are not visible in the React once we start playing the video because it is a React Native issue. Same thing works in Flutter and native Android. So yeah, and then we are adding our input player to our linear layout. Similarly, we are creating a button, adding layout params to it, adding it to our linear layout, setting an on click listener as well. Output player is same as input player view, only thing it is invisible by default. Similarly, I have created a progress bar, added a layout params, added visibility as well, and added view, added our progress bar to our linear layout. Now to resolve that particular issue of this seek bar and play pause button be not disabled for video player, I have written these two methods, and this setup layout hack you can call it over here. The reason I am not calling it, it results in some other issue. So what happens is that our main input player takes the entire width and height, even though I am setting the height as 500. Then our button overlaps on this input player, so you can't really see the input player. So as I was telling you, it results in another issue. So that's why I couldn't really figure it out what exactly I need to do. But if you want to play around with this and try to find a solution, and if you are able to, do let me know in the comments, as it might help others as well. But yeah, I have faced similar issues for other things as well, like for Android camera integrating with React Native. But when I called this, it resolved it for me because camera was a single component. Here there are multiple components, that's why it is causing issue. So anyways, do let me know in case if you are able to figure it out. So I think it is a relayout issue, so we have to relayout it in React Native. I don't know why, but yeah. Then here, this is the code for initializing our input player, this is the code for initializing our output player, this is the code for releasing our player, and here we are calling our setup transformer. And if the output player is playing some video, we stop and release it and then call transform video. Here we are first displaying our progress bar, and inside this, as you can see, we are applying that matrix transformation factory dot create zoom in transformation. So as you can see, we are applying this particular effect. Then we are creating our transformer, we are creating our input media item, creating an edited media item, we are creating an external file, starting our transformer, and inside our handler.post we are keeping track of our progress. So the progress state which you saw, it was from 0, 1 and 2. So this is the thing. So if I show you over here, now you won't see this code inside Android Studio because you haven't run code generation yet. I'll tell you when you will be able to see this code. So if you see, 0 is for progress state not started, 1 is for progress state waiting availability, 2 is for progress state available. So instead of 0, 1 and 2, you can use something like this. Okay, and this progress holder dot progress tracks the actual progress of 0 to 100, and this here I have added this 500 milliseconds delay, that's why the progress wasn't reaching till 100. Then this is the code for creating external file. This is the code for adding video to, like saving the video to external storage, like the DCIM folder, which is the recommended thing from Android, but it only works on API 29 and above. I couldn't really figure out for API below API 29, but I already have a video on my channel on how to save it to downloads directly. You can use that particular video, but the video would be saved in downloads directly, not in DCIM folder, but it would be visible whenever you are trying to pick any video. Okay, one more thing which I want to quickly show you is, okay, ignore this, because if I click on pick video now, here you can see now there are 3 videos been saved, because I showed you guys the zoom transformation 2 times, right? That's why there are 3 videos. So the 2 videos are being played, and previously we only had 1 video. And so this is the code. Even I have copied it from online, and there are 2 methods which we will be overriding on completed, because we were extending transformer.listener. So here we are displaying our output player, initializing it, and here we are saving file to external storage, displaying a toast message, hiding our progress bar. In case of error, we are hiding both output player and progress bar and displaying a toast message, and here we are just overriding those methods in case of releasing our player in on pause and on destroy. So once all this code is done, what you will have to do is you will have to open your terminal, go to the root of your React Native project, and first you will have to run this command, yarn add /rtnmyplayer. Then you will have to run this particular command, yarn add /rtnmypermission. Then you will have to do cd ... It will move you outside your React Native project, and then you will have to run this particular command. But here, instead of rnapp_trim, you will have to write your own project name. As you can see, my project name is rnapp_trim, but write your own project name over here, as well as over here. Then once this command is done, you will have to run this particular command again, replace rnapp_trim with your own project name. Then you will have to cd to the main Android folder which you see inside your terminal, and then you will have to run this command. So this will do code generation for Android. Okay, then okay, before running your app, there are a few more things which we have to take care of. First is you will also have to go to Android manifest.xml, add internet permission, because at the end of the video I will also show you how to play a video, like apply zoom transition to a video which is stored on a network or some server. So that's why. And rewrite external storage for older Android device, manage external storage for newer Android device. Okay, now once you are done with this, now you can open your Android folder inside Android Studio, and you should be able to see all these particular files. If you are not able to see it, wait. So you should be able to see all this rtnmypermission, rtnmyplayer. So if you are not able to see it, make sure you do a Gradle sync again, and you should be able to see it. Also be careful, like if you are doing any changes inside Android Studio, suppose I made some changes directly inside Android Studio, and if I then again run this particular all this command, then this code which you have written in Android Studio will get overridden by the code which is in VS Code. So be careful with that. Okay, so all right, I think that should be it. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. So yeah, next what we are doing is that we are basically importing these 3 dependencies, and as you can see over here, I have created one state for video URI and one for width and height. I'm using this particular hook, and on click of this button, I'm just checking if it is above Android queue. If yes, then I'm requesting for manage external storage permission. If that is given, then we call pick video, which I have defined over here. And once the user picks video, we come over here and set that video URI to our this video set video URI variable. And if it is below Android queue, then we ask for read write external storage permission. If that is given, then we call pick video. And once video URI is not equal to null or not equal to empty, maybe I should add something like this: video URI not equal to empty, because I am passing empty at the very start, right? And then only display this RTN my player native component and pass the video URI to it. Now you can just run this application using this particular command, and you should be good to go. Now one more thing which I want to show you is, suppose I have this video URL, I'll paste it over here, okay, and as you can see it has started playing the video for me. So this is the video which is stored on someone's server. If I click on convert, it will do the conversion for me, but you will need to be careful that you have already provided the manage external storage permission or read write external storage permission. As you can see, the zoom effect is applied. So be careful. I have already provided this permission because I already called this particular button, right? So I already have that permission. So it depends on you. You might want to call this inside the use effect hook, but you will have to remove this pick video code, because we are not picking it from the video library, we are playing it from a network URL. Or if you don't want to save it to external storage, then inside RTN my player you will have to remove this particular code, this add video gallery to API 20. So this saves file to external storage or the DCIM folder. So it depends on you. So yeah, that's it. Pretty long video. Thank you for watching. Bye.